it is wrong about it. They just know it isn't right. And so we're going to not just let them squeal, we're going to inform them, and they're going to leave there knowing why it is that they're so concerned and knowing that their concerns and fears are absolutely legitimate.
Right.
So those people, once you inform them, they tend to be supportive with their money as well as their time. And so we're optimistic about our ability to raise enough funds to repay our financiers, our angels, who are helping us kick this off with front-end expenses.
Right.
And so it's more important. And it's all about the kids, because we've got a little window here. We've got a little bit left. Got one shot left. We've lost the executive branch. We've lost the judicial branch. They're totally under the Fed's thumb.
Uh-huh.
Only thing that we can do is convert Congress through the fact that Congress is a bunch of rats, and we have to make them think the ship is sinking, and then all they'll do is they'll rush right over. So once we've done that, then we've got the purse strings, and we can revamp the court system. We can do whatever we have to do once we can break into Congress. So that's what this is all about, too. We're going to be inviting all of the Florida congressmen to participate in these Tea Party events, even the rotten ones. Well, they're all rotten, but all the rotten ones. Because if they don't come, then we can tell everybody they snubbed them. And if they do come, you know they're not going to get up there and say what they believe. They're going to say what the crowd wants to hear. We're going to be recording that, not just A-roll, but B-roll and C-roll, too. And whenever we're going to be following them around with that video from now on. It's you promised this. Why aren't you delivering? You promised this. How come you voted that way if you said this? And we're going to publicize the hell out of it.
Oh, you mean accountability? You mean accountability?
Like accountability. Actual accountability. Imagine that.
What a trick.
So,
yeah, it's a start.
So bringing these rotten congressmen in is a heads we win, tails they lose proposition. If they come in, they're going to be forced to make promises that we can shove up their nose, anytime that they get it off.
Exactly.
And if they don't come, then they were snubbing the peasants, and they're just a bunch of elitists, and they're too good to come down here and talk to you. And we're going to pound that into them with all the media that we'll be making contact with. Every stop will be, 5, 10 media events, because we'll be doing interviews with all of the local radio, television, and newspaper outlets. So we'll be, we have an opportunity to really smear these guys. So that's where we're headed. Because the object isn't just the taxes, Amanda. Taxes are just the first step. Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still on.
Oh, okay. Taxes are just the first step. We're chopping at the roots. We're putting a tourniquet on them and to weaken them, because the Fed is too big to take on at full strength. And you also, to take the Fed on, you've got to destroy the government's credibility, because the government's saying, yeah, it's our Fed. No, it isn't our Fed. It belongs to private individuals.
Yep, that's right.
Many of whom are not only foreigners, but who hate the United States and would love to see us fold up. And they're doing everything they can to make that happen.
Well, as long as there's still something here to steal, they'll be willing to put their hands out for it.
Well, it's more than steal, because even after they've taken all we have, then they have us. They have a workforce.
And that word is?
A workforce. We're his slave.
A workforce, yeah.
What they're after is the destruction of the middle class. So you have two classes. You've got the new peerage, and you can tell who they are. Look at Geithner. Now, did he go to prison? No, he got a cabinet position, right? Now, he was a tax cheat. He was not a patriot. He was not a guy standing up on principle. He was a guy got caught cheating on his taxes. And yet he gets a cabinet appointment. He's one of the peerage. He's one of the new aristocracy. He's on the inside. Well, if it happened to somebody else, they'd have been in prison. So you're going to end up
it's a different standard. It's a different standard for them.
Yes, that's right, because they're a different class. We're peasants and they're not. And that's what they're wanting to reduce it to, and then you're going to end up with in effect, a ruling class and a ruled class. And we have to take whatever they decide to give us. That's what we're doing now. If you have a $500 paycheck this week, and you get to the pay window, and I'm standing there, and I take the 500, and I say, I'm going to take the 150 this week and let you have 350. And then next week I'm back up there, and I'm saying, well, this time I think I'm taking 200 and just giving you 300. Who's deciding how much money you get?
Well, it's not us deciding. Yeah.
That's right. And so who's controlling all of your wages as though he owns it?
Well, it's the man.
I'm controlling all of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you get any wages at all for your labor, it's only because I let you have them. Something wrong with that picture, or is it just me?
Well, there's something very big wrong with our republic, and we have and this is a symptom of what's of many things that are wrong with the republic.
You're right. This isn't the problem. This is a symptom of the problem. This is one of the boils, one of the chancres, one of the lesions, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that's right. This is one of the ways it manifests itself.
The problem is that the Federal Reserve has taken over, and the military-industrial complex and big money in their marriage with big government, which is fascism. It's a definition of fascism, is a coalition of big government and big money. And they are wearing the mask of a republic, but they're not a republic. And they're not what our Constitution guarantees us.
Well, we've got another kind of, it's another sort of rhino, isn't it? It's a republic. It's not just a Republican in name only, it's a Republic in name only. Hey, we're going to ask for callers. Anybody wants to call in and visit with Tom Cryer here online. It's the call-in number is 505-715-6522. You're listening to RevolutionBroadcasting.com, and Tom is talking about some things that are happening to our republic, things that are happening to our money, to our substance, to our wherewithal, our personal wealth. They've taken our wealth, they've taken our freedoms, and Tom is one who has said it's enough. He's fought back. He said no.
Yep. Well, and people need to understand too. This isn't about money. This is about freedom. This is about, no matter how far you want to go out with the ripples, if you look back at before the income tax was actually imposed, this country went from rags to riches overnight. Historically, 100 years is a flash. And in less than, in about 100 years, about 120 years, this country became a world power, the most prosperous, the most wealthy, the most generous nation of people in the world. And they did it from scratch. Now, the reason that happened was that the people were left alone. They were left alone to innovate. They were left alone to create. They were left alone. They weren't bound by tradition or convention or by law to do things a certain way. And they were able to create, they were able to improve, they were able to innovate, and they had the incentive to do it because of the profit motive. And they were able to advance themselves and enrich themselves in the process by producing, by manufacturing, because that's the only way that wealth is created.
Absolutely. You have to have,
or you made it.
Yeah. There's one of the things I really like about Peter Schiff whenever we